The New Orleans Pelicans and the Big 870 WWL proudly presents Pelicans Weekly. It's a weekly radio magazine focused on the Pelicans, the fans, and the NBA. We'll get the latest from Pelicans players, coaches, and front office staff. Plus, we'll check in with our experts around the league. Tonight's show is brought to you by Smoothie King, Rule the Day, Chevron, the human energy company, by Energy, we power life, and by New Age Products, official garage and outdoor kitchen provider of the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans Weekly on the Big 870 starts now. Here's your host, Gus Kattengell.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Gus Kattengell, and welcome to Pelicans Weekly, where we will recap the week that was, take a peek at the week that will be, and everything in between. Coming up in 10 minutes, the voice of the Pelicans, Todd Graffagnini, sits down with Pelicans associate head coach James Borrego. We kick off our first Pelicans Weekly show, not exactly the way we would have liked or hoped for, as the Pelicans are 0-3 as we head out to a 3-game road trip that will take the team to Denver, Los Angeles, and Oklahoma City. Now, the season started on Wednesday in Memphis, where the team jumped out to a 15-point lead. They led by 11 at halftime. This is what it sounded like on the Pelicans Radio Network.
Herb, one dribble. Give and go to Poole. Reverse layup is in after a little double clutch. Z cross court to Poole. Another deep three, and he rattled that one down. Inbound to Poole. Poole hounded by Howard. He gets into the front court, steps back, and another splash for Jordan Poole right at the top for three. Get it to Bay. Cutting from the left baseline and a flush. Spins out of trouble. Queen to the rack. Look at the rook. Bump. Yes! Laid in with a left hand. He took on the entire Memphis team. Up top, Hawkins catch and shoot three. Yes! Another net for Hawkeye. Big bucket. 102-98. You cut it to 4. You need stop.
Unfortunately, a 41-22 Grizzlies third quarter was too much to overcome, as Memphis won 128-122. Head coach Willie Green on that third quarter.
The growth for our group is that when the intensity turns up, we saw it in the third quarter, we just got to continue to trust each other and trust in what we're doing. And that's the biggest growth for our group. I don't even think, credit to Memphis, they won the game, but it wasn't necessarily what they did to us. It was how we handled those moments and those situations. And the tendency for everyone is when things get a little tough, I got to do more, I got to do it myself. Those are situations where we got to trust each other, because our inability to make reads in the paint, it kind of just led to their transition opportunity.
Zion Williamson's thoughts on the quarter that decided the game.
They put a 41 on us in the third quarter. I mean, that's the game right there. We had 22 in the third, and they had 41. If we're trying to win, we can't have quarters like that, because we lost by 6, and they outscored us 19.
As for Z, he finished with 27 points to go with 9 rebounds. He also played 33 minutes.
It means a lot. It definitely shows the work I've put in. It definitely shows that my coaches and the staff trust me to go out there and do that. And I felt great, and I feel good, and I'm just keep that momentum going.
So on to Friday, where the Pelicans opened up the home portion of the schedule, and they hosted Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. And speaking of Zion Williamson, well, he welcomed them to the Crescent City quickly, as in the first offensive play of the game.
Zion Williamson, guarded by Harrison Barnes. He'll go drive left side and throw it down right over Wemby and one. That's how you start a home schedule.
Punch it, big homie.
Williamson swinging around to Trey, left angle three. Ball movement finally rewarded. Zion sizing up Wemby, backing him to the restricted arc. Double pump, throw it up, in with a left hand. Poole with 2 flybys and will drill a right wing three. Trey cross court over to Hawkins. Hawkins splits defenders, back out to Trey. Left wing three, yeah!
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Herb hard to the rack. Dump it off to Queen, and a 2-hand flush for the rook. Z head of steam. Z right at Wemby. Lefty layup down and one. Now Murphy's got it, saying get out of the way. Trey, 2-man game with Z. Running floater, got it.
You get him and Z in the pick and roll, you got to pick your poison.
Rebound on the deck, taken by Fears. Fears head of steam. Get it up the floor. Hawkins!
Oh, yes, sir! Tomahawk!
Literally. Sizing up Wembanyama. Backdoor cut Fears. Reverse layup. Got it.
Nice. That's beautiful.
What a bounce pass by Williamson, and Fears finished, and we're tied at 82.
Zion finished with his first double-double of the year, 27 points and 10 rebounds. Trey Murphy also had a double-double, 24 points, 10 rebounds for him. The team could not hold on to the win, and they fell in overtime 120-116. Head coach Willie Green.
I loved our resiliency. I loved our fight throughout the whole game, especially when we got down. We fought right back, just made the right plays. Defensively, we just tried to mix it up on those guys a bit. Like I told our group, they got nothing to hang their heads about. I get it. Nobody wants to lose, tough loss. But those guys, they battled. They were connected. That's a good team over there, and we gave them everything they wanted and more. And just a couple key plays that we got to clean up. We'll keep working on it together as a group. And, this is going to help us as we look big picture.
Jordan Poole also finished with 21 points, and he says, look, those first two games could have been wins, but you have to understand why they were not.
I mean, you can always say that it's just the first two games, though. And new team, and we're a younger team, too, so we need to go through these close moments, these crunch time moments, last 4 minutes of the game, and also know how important other possessions are throughout the course of the game. That'll prevent us from even, going down to the wire. But I think it's good for us. It's battle testing us very early on in the season, because these are going to be things that we can rely on and we can go back to later down the season when it's time to, put strings of wins together.
So after having the weekend without any games, Boston was in town on Monday. Both teams seeking their first win of the season. The Celtics were 0-3, the Pels were 0-2. And this is what played out.
DeAndre Jordan just made his Pelicans debut on a lob from Jeremiah Fears. The big man from Texas A&M in his 18th year caught it, pumped, and threw it down for his first Pelican points.
DJ is a grown man.
Yes, sir. 5 straight empties for Boston. Trey got held, didn't call it. No look!
Oh, DJ, please!
DeAndre Jordan, another right-hand punch and a timeout. Poole for 3, left angle. Hit it. Splash from Jordan Poole.
That's the great equalizer. You can make threes.
Trying to be a one-man fast break. Kick it to Bay. Fake a 3. Left angle 3. Yes! Rattles in. Bay.
Hey, Sadiq Bay's going to have to be the bailout guy. He's the only guy who's making any threes in this for the Pels right now.
2 straight games with 3 threes made for Sadiq.
The game was tight until the fourth quarter. However, Boston closed out an 20-2 run. They win it 122-90. Head coach Willie Green was not happy.
They just took the fight to us. They were a tougher team, mentally tougher than we were, physically tougher than we were. This is something that we have to get back to the drawing board, and we have to come out and be a tougher team. And tonight, on our home floor, like I told our guys, all of us, we got to take more pride in how we approach the game. I'm disappointed in how we approach the game. I'm disappointed in just the lack of toughness on the floor more than anything. That's the part that is difficult. It's one thing to not win a game. It's a whole nother thing to get, just kind of punked on your home floor. And I'm a part of that. It's not just our guys, it's all of us. A lot of missed shots led to rebounds, and those are rebounds that we talked about. We should be going after offensive rebounds. We should be having second chance opportunities. Again, that comes down to sticking your nose in there, being tougher, having some understanding of what the game plan is, and starting with myself, I got to hold our guys accountable to being better. And this wasn't indicative of who we've been.
Leading the Pels in scoring was Jordan Poole. He finished with 22 points, and he said the difference was a play here and there that helped that Celtic lead grow.
I feel like a lot of second chance opportunities, a lot of stops that we weren't able to finish the possession, and there was a lot of second opportunity threes that kind of stretched the lead out and late in the fourth. We just got to finish possessions. I mean, I think we did a good job stopping the initial possession. We just got to finish the rebound. Whenever we turned the ball over, they would kind of make some threes that stretch the lead, but we're not playing how we know we're capable of playing, and we're in the game. It's never. Obviously, the end of the game got a little bit out of hand, but we'll go down 8, and then we'll be back to 2, and then we'll go up 4, and then we'll be down 7. So if we can find a way to kind of minimize the extreme lead changes, I think we'll be in a good position.
Coming up next, Todd Graffagnini sits down with Associate Head Coach James Borrego. You will hear that conversation when we return. You're listening to Pelicans Weekly on WWL.
Welcome back to Pelicans Weekly. Here's the voice of the New Orleans Pelicans, Todd Graffagnini, with this week's interview.
Welcome back to Pelicans Weekly. Todd Graffagnini with you, joined now by special guest, Pelicans Associate Head Coach James Borrego. First of all, Coach, back in the grind again, man. How was your off season, and how much looking forward to this season were you since all that time off?
Well, yeah, Happy New Year, I guess. Happy NBA New Year. Had a great off season, try to enjoy the family and catch up on life and do some stuff in basketball, outside basketball, try to get better. But it feels good to be back. Good group, and excited about this year, this young core, and back to the grind. And it's an exciting time for us, in a tough Western Conference. Every day matters, every game matters, so we're right back to it.
I tell you, Coach, look, it's a results-based business. Everybody knows that. It's unfortunate that the early couple of games ended the way they did, but I mean, there is so much good that you could pull out of what we have seen so far. And I know you're in charge of that offense, and the way it's been running, the pace, the drives, the second chance points, so many outstanding statistics that we can look back on. And if you keep doing what you're doing, the results are going to come.
Yeah, we're trying to stay with the process, and our guys have really bought in, playing faster, playing together, touching the paint, spraying for threes, getting second chance. I think the guys are, bought into the system. It's just about executing now, and obviously we have to be better in the clutch moments. We've been there, and, we're going to be there a lot of times, Graf. In the game, can we close those games? Got to get better in those situations. But when you look at the whole picture, I like where we're at. The process is there. And the guys will continue to grow in this thing. We have a very fast young team. We got to dig into that. That's our strength right now. So great challenge tonight against Boston, with the pace. Keep doing what we're doing, and we're really trying to get the guys to share the ball, and that's really key tonight.
Yeah, it's, again, been a lot of fun to watch from my perspective, but it has been talked about since day one of practice, so you guys have really tried to hammer that into these players. And here's the thing, too, Coach. I mean, you got a pretty new roster. It's a lot of turnover from last year, and it's just so good to see the new guys really buying into what you guys are preaching. I
think they're bought in. These are good. You got to give credit to the front office and Willie and how they've grown this group. And, this is a high-character kids, unselfish, want to play together, want to win, high character, as I said. And, I think it fits on the court. These guys are playing for one another. They're competing, battling in there defensively, offensively. And overall, you see the depth of this roster, and it really has a lot of layers to it, how we can play, fast, we're big, we're physical, we have scoring, we have playmaking. So when you put all those pieces together, it's a winning formula. Now, as you said, we got it, we've not done it together. This is a new group. In those closing moments, how do we close? That's going to be the real challenge.
Well, tremendous segue, Coach, and we're talking with James Borrego here on Pelicans Weekly. Your two rookies who we have gotten a little bit of a taste of in the first couple of games, specifically Jeremiah Fears and Derik Queen. I don't know how Fears could have had a better debut than what he did in Memphis. And, oh, by the way, Derik Queen doesn't play at all in the preseason, doesn't practice. Here you go, kid. Here's 35 minutes against San Antonio. Just remarkable stuff. Could you have even envisioned what you've seen from these two guys 2 games in?
In all honesty, no. I mean, I watched them play in the summer. I watched them play in pickup, and just didn't see this coming. This early to have the type of impact they've had on these games. And starting with Fears, he is fearless, playing extremely confidently, has great poise. He's not sped up, but then he becomes the fastest guy on the court as well. He's got great speed. His decision-making looks very mature right now for a rookie. And then just the overall poise is impressive. So excited to watch him here tonight, and he'll get his first start tonight, which will be exciting to watch. And then, you look at Queen. We didn't see him a whole lot in camp. He was obviously injured. Comes out and just plays a very efficient game, knows how to play in the right spots, impacted that game against San Antonio, Wemby at the rim, rebounding the ball. Just his overall game, floor game, really elevates the entire group. So really excited about the future with these two.
What's the potential? Again, we're still very early in the season, but what is the potential you see with this team as the year will progress?
Well, time will tell. Obviously, it's got layers. It's got depth. We can weather some of the storms of injury or sickness or whatever it is. We can weather the storm because of the depth of it. And it's just a daily process. We just got to continue to get better. Where we go, none of us know. You need a little bit of luck to go your way, but the way we're progressing, and I think the trends that we're seeing lends to a very good year.
Well, Coach, it's been a lot of fun, again, from my perspective, just to see the message that's been put out and the buy-in, and you just see so much potential and so much good this year. So can't wait to be along for the ride.
Same here. I'm excited. Thank you.
That is Pelicans Associate Head Coach James Borrego here on Pelicans Weekly. We'll send it back to Gus Kattengell to wrap it up after this on the Pelicans Radio Network.
Welcome back to Pelicans Weekly on WWL. Now, back to Gus Kattengell.
Our thanks to Todd and Associate Head Coach James Borrego. One bright spot this season has been the play of first-round picks Jeremiah Fears and Derik Queen. Pels TV sideline reporter Andrew Lopez caught up with Derik Queen prior to the Boston game, and here's their conversation.
DQ, it's been kind of a crazy start for you to start the season, coming off of not really getting to have a preseason because of the surgery. Let's start there. What was that process like for you, not being able to kind of really get up and down and play basketball like you've done all your life for so long?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. My first injury, getting held out of basketball, so it was just a lot of mental, a lot of conditioning, just a lot of getting better and just trying to still be in the best basketball shape.
How, walk me through some of those early practices where you're not able to kind of get on the court, but you're getting those mental reps, you're listening, you're talking to coaches, talking to other players, trying to kind of stay involved so when that time came, you would be ready, which obviously you were.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm a visual learner. I adapt quick, so when I did get to practice, I had a few mistakes, but I mean, that's normal. So I feel like it was pretty good. It was pretty easy the transition when I came back.
We were talking about it the other night, playing so many minutes in that game. Maybe that's something you kind of thought about. What has it been like seeing the coaches have this trust in you, despite not having that preseason and that kind of ramp up?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they know what I'm capable of doing. I know what I'm capable of doing, so I mean, and I've been prepared, so I think it was pretty easy and pretty fun to be out there.
And then you're out there against Victor Wembanyama. What was it like having to guard somebody?
I mean, it's crazy. I never guarded nobody that size and that good of a player, but it was definitely like a good matchup, fun matchup.
What are kind of the biggest thing you've learned from these first two games, and obviously against Memphis and San Antonio, that you can kind of start applying?
That I mean, it's just really just basketball. I mean, it goes up every level, and this is the highest level it can get. So just keep on getting better and just have room to grow.
For you, I think one of the things you notice when you watch your game, guys can't speed you up. Like, you play at your pace. Where did that kind of come from, being able to, look, this is what I'm going to do on the basketball court. You have to stop me from getting to where I want to go.
I mean, I know I'm not the fastest person on the court, so, there's no point in me trying to play at somebody else's speed, so I just try to do my speed and just try to clean up. I think my ball handling works because I feel like it's quick, and then it kind of matches with my speed and stuff, so I think it's just what I've always been doing.
Jeremiah Fears, by the way, is averaging 15 points per game this season through 3 games, and Derik Queen is averaging 9. He does have back-to-back double-digit games, though, in the last 2. So what's ahead for New Orleans? Well, tomorrow night, they'll be at Denver for an 8 o'clock tip. Friday, the team is in L.A. to battle the Clippers at 9:30. Then at 2:30 on Sunday, will take on the defending champions in Oklahoma City. Remember, pregame Pelicans warm-up on the Pelicans Radio Network 30 minutes before tip time. The next home game for the Pelicans will be Tuesday, November 4th, when they take on the Charlotte Hornets at 7 o'clock. Our thanks to James Borrego for being our interview today. For Todd Graffagnini, I'm Gus Kattengell. We'll see you next time for another episode of Pelicans Weekly right here on WWL.
Pelicans Weekly was brought to you by Smoothie King. Rule the day. Ochsner Health System, the official healthcare provider of the New Orleans Pelicans. Keesler Federal Credit Union, official credit union of the New Orleans Pelicans. SeatGeek, get your seat in a seat. And Morris Bart, if you know, you know. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week on Pelicans Weekly, right here on WWL. Let's go, Pels!